single record. So let's say during the planning program mechanism, Paul feels that this would take around 46 hours, let's say 40 hours to implement this user story. With this, he updates his information and he gets into this comment section and provide what are the information that he feels about this user story. So he might reply to Bobby's comments saying, I also feel the same. Let's say so comments entered, and with this Paul completes his task. So now I would log in as Thomas to provide his estimation that what he feels about the estimated time that might take to implement this user story. So let me log in as Thomas. So from this, you can very well understand that once every user logs into the application, he very well knows from this pending list of tasks that what are the things that he needs to work on, and it is not being informed by anybody, or he doesn't need to be notified. He can just get into the application and be right on his task. So this is an advantage of a task management system by Kovair over the other state-based management processes. And here actually people are doing their task and the data is getting accumulated at the record level. And also this gives you a real-time task-based management system, which is a very unique feature in Kovair. So here you can see that Thomas looks into the Paul's estimator, but he do not have the right to update the information provided by Paul. He can separately provide his information. Let's say he says it would take around 38 hours, or let's say he feels it would be a bit more. So let's say he says 44 hours to implement this task. So with this, he updates the information and quickly goes and completes his task. So now let me go back to the process list and show you who is the next user who is having the task in his plate. So let me refresh this list, and here you will find that Tom, who is the Scrum Master, is now allocated a task to finalize the estimate provided by these two managers, Paul and Thomas, and also assign resources to this user story, that who eventually will be working on this user story to implement this. So again, let me log in as Tom. And here is the task to finalize the estimate and assign the resources. So quickly going into the task, Tom is also having the parent field section inbuilt into his form. So he can view the different comments provided by the different users. And also here is an average estimated effort provided with the final estimated effort also waiting with the average estimated effort, which Tom would give his final verdict. Also, the developers and the testers list are visible to him so that he can assign who would be the user who will be working on this sprint, this user story. So let's say Tom feels that it would take around 40 hours that he feels to be to implement this user story, and he selects George as the tester and Christiana as the developer, who would be actually working on the implementation of this user story and the testing of it. So information being provided, saved, and Tom comes back to enter some comments on this task. So here, Tom can also very well view the comments provided by the different other users who have already provided their comments. And let's say Tom also add a new comment saying resource being assigned, and let's move forward with implementation. So comments provided, saved, and you can very well see that the chain of comments provided by the different stakeholders while they are working on this user story are getting stored at the user story level, which are also visible from the task as other people are working on them. So with this, Tom completes the task, and at the same time also I forgot to mention earlier that here is also the grid available in a read-only mode for Tom to view what are the estimates provided by Paul and Thomas, so that he can get into a discussion with both the users and can understand why they have provided the estimated effort. Now this is a very simple way of entering all the different kinds of estimations in a planning poker mode. Kovair can also implement this estimations to be provided by the different users in a more detailed and a complex level, and I will show you at the later part of the demo that how you can do a function point analysis by playing with this planning poker estimations. So currently Tom goes ahead and complete the task. Now at this point, if I now look into the process list, you would find that the process of this user story waits until it is assigned to a sprint. It's a bit slow now, so please bear with me for that. And let me take you back to the Mark Analyst page and updates this process list. And here you can find that once Tom has updated this information, the process is now currently in the synchronized mode. The process is currently in the synchronized mode where it waits. The user story process is currently waiting for the user story to be assigned to a sprint. So this is another advantage of Kovair application process engine, that you can actually synchronize one entity process with the other, so that you can set up some dependency of ones on the other working. So in another example, you can say that you can take a requirement process to wait until you can wait the release process until all the requirements assigned to that release has not been completed. Sorry. So now, as Tom, I will assign this user story to a particular sprint. So to do that, here under the sprint entity, we have this traceability matrix, by means of which we get a graphical interface which allows me to link a user story to a sprint. So here are the different relationships that a sprint is having with the other entities. I select the sprint to backlog, and underneath here are the sprint filters. I select the recent sprints, and here I select the user stories which has been approved but currently not yet assigned to sprints. So with this, the matrix gets filtered with the product backlogs are shown on the columns and the sprints on the right. So here you can see the last one is the one we started with, and let's say we'll link it just by double clicking on the consistent set. The moment we do it, that's removed as because now it is violating the filter. Now it's violating the filter, and that's why it's no more shown in this traceability matrix. Now at this level, I go back to the user story, and if I now refreshes the screen, you would find that the process has moved out from the synchronized node and currently with the developer to start implementing this user story. Now who is the developer? The developer is the one out of all those that Tom has assigned while doing the resource assignment. So here you can find that the job is now with Christiana to code, and let me log in as Christiana to work on her task. So let me log out as Tom. Now let's say at this point, let's wait before working on the Christiana's work, and let's say we create as a Scrum Master, let's go ahead and create a Scrum. So here, let's say, before going for, here is a Scrum record that you can track. Now in case of the geographical locations where it's rare that all the groups of users of all the team members are sitting in one single place to do a common meeting, instead you can also have, if you are in different locations, so a web-based application and tracking a Scrum in using this application can be really very helpful. So here you can see Tom is entering a Scrum record, let's say Scrum meeting on 21st/01/2011, and here the meeting date is, let's 21st. The next meeting date is let's say on 25th. The Scrum Master is Tom. The different users are Bobby, Christiana, let's say George. These are the different users. You can also enter some comments. Let's say remarks for Scrum meeting, and you can save this. Now as you have saved the Scrum meeting, now this is open to the different users like Christiana or George to enter their comments and enter their feedback about what they feel about the different impediments that they are facing, or what are the backlogs that they have implemented last week, what they would be implementing it in the next week. So all this information can be provided and they can be tracked through this Scrum. So now let's say I log in as Christiana, and let me first work on that task and show you how he can also provide information on the Scrum. So as Christiana logs in, she can get to the Scrum and can update her feelings about this information. So as you can see here, she has already got a job to code, and here, let's say she get into her task, and in the first day, let's say she has worked on 10 hours. Here is the parental section that shows how much time she has actually spent. She can track it down and also provide what is the amount of time that she feels it's left with. So let's say at this moment, she feels that after working for 10 hours, so she enters 10, but she still feels that she would require another 35 hours to complete this job. So updating the information, we save this, and based on the information that she has provided, the percentage